My eyelids fall like melting wax running down a candle, falling shut so heavily that it feels like they'll never ever open again. I begin to slowly, peacefully disappear. That was quick. It's only been 11 hours since I buried you. After all that pig-headed whining about wanting to die, this is all you've got? No guts, woman. I pull Michiru up out of the earth. She's got a somewhat surprised expression on her face. Understandable, I suppose.
Yuuji, なんでここにいるの?
This isn't a dream. It's reality. How are you feeling? Come to your senses yet?
どうして? どういうこと?
Even if I tried to explain the whole thing, I doubt the girl would understand right now. So I decided to keep it simple. I know it's not like this. That's why I did what I did. I know all along that you didn't really want to disappear or die. So I sat here and waited for you to break out of that shell. I was just your assistant on this one, here to lend a hand, in the most literal sense. I strongly squeezed Michiru's trembling hand. I was waiting here the whole time, and was planning to keep on waiting, as long as it took for you to come out of that box.
もし出てこなかったら?
Who knows? Hadn't really thought about it. But I couldn't exactly wander off. If that ventilation tube I quietly installed for you had gotten clogged with bugs or something, you'd have suffocated in less than 30 minutes. There's no plan B. Kind of a half-assed strategy, granted, but it seemed to have worked out.
11時間って言ってたけど、ずっと待ってたの?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
ご飯は?
Obviously the bugs and stuff that would have clogged the ventilation system. I locked you up inside a box and stuck you in a hole. You expect me to complain about my stomach grumbling? Anyway, half a day's nothing to worry yourself about. Barely worse than getting stood up for a date. Anyway, that's enough pointless back talk. Let's get going.
ちょっと待って。私、今、生きてるんだよね。
That's right.
もう一度、ユージと
That's right.
お話できるんだよね。
Michiru's eyes had resembled dull, cloudy marbles for so long that I almost forgot that they could sparkle like that.
ありがとう。ユージ、ありがとう。
Yeah. Save it for later.
今言わせて。私、ごっこじゃなくて、ユージと恋人になりたい。
Well, this is all very sudden. Can't say I've ever had a woman covered head to toe in mud confess her love to me before. A valuable experience to be sure. But a couple? Were you afraid of the ends? Are you alright with the fact that we might have to say goodbye someday?
いつか終わりが来るとしても、それまで1秒でもユージと長く一緒にいたい。それに1秒でも長く一緒にいるために頑張る。
Try hard at what exactly?
わかんないけど、嫌われないようにとか、もっと好きでいてくれるようにとか、楽しくなるようにとか、あと逃げない。現実からこの世界から逃げないようにする。
I see. Sounds fairly promising. I'm getting the feeling we might be able to stay together for a good while.
ねえユージ。
I never said yes or no. What now?
私
Honestly,
ユージのことが好き。
honestly, I got the message the first time. Now, looks like the girl's still got some energy left, at least. Hoisting Michiru onto my back, I slowly carry her down the road leading back to the dorm. You did good, Michiru. Welcome back to the world you belong in.
今何時? 時間が知りたい。
I'm gonna guess 9 or 10? A little after 2 in the morning. Oh, okay, so this happened in the middle of the day. Okay, 11 hours. I was thinking that it happened in the morning or something. The witching hour, as they say. Come to think of it, try not to make a habit of rising out of the ground in the middle of the night. People will take you for a zombie.
本当だね。見つけてくれたのがユージでよかった。
Indeed. Sakaki probably would have pissed herself.
やっぱりどうしても聞かせて。私が出てこなかったらどうするつもりだったの？
Be put in jail for murdering you? Probably. It honestly wasn't something I thought about. I knew you well enough that I'd figured you'd find the strength to live all on your own. So the worst case scenario I planned for wasn't you never coming out. It was you coming out after even more time had passed. For a moment, Michiru seemed a bit confused, but then the answer seemed to come to her on its own. Suddenly, she starts squirming around on my back and looking anxiously around the area. We've got 2 possible emergency countermeasures. First, we could stop by that beach. It's a bit regrettable from an environmental perspective. No, I get it. Shoot. It took me long enough to get that. But I think Mother Earth will understand. What? You were about to toss your life away, weren't you? Surely you can stand a little humiliation. Oh. Alright then, second option. You always make use of the public facilities just past that bank. Never. Michiru abruptly leaps down and takes off at a clumsy sprint. Well, seems like her body's in no hurry to die at least. So how much of this were you in on? I mean, I probably, you know what, getting the coffin, getting all this stuff, I probably was having you help, yeah? Spotting us, Sachi stops brushing the sidewalk in front of the gate and approaches with a beaming smile on her face. As for Michiru, after returning from the restroom with a profoundly relieved expression, she hopped right back onto my back for the walk home. What on earth are you doing up at this hour? Well, maybe she really was, like I said, just completely aware of everything. So it would seem. But isn't a little late for that?
いつ誰が帰ってきてもいいようになるべく遅くまで働いているんです。特に今日は。
っていうか、サチ、私を見て驚かないの？
はい。でも私はミチル様が亡くなったなんて信じていませんでしたし、絶対に戻ってくるって思っていましたから。それよりも他の皆さんに見つからないようにしてくださいね。
Well, it does seem like I can, I did actually tell everyone, Michiru's dead, and everything was sincere.
ミチル様どころか、風見さんまで消えてしまったものだから、みんな大騒ぎなんですから。
What did they think had happened? Oh no, Yuuji died on the way to cremating Michiru, no! Not entirely surprising, I suppose. How do things stand currently?
学園長さんが、問題ないわよ。風見くんなんだからっておっしゃっても私は納得しましたけど、榊さんや天音さんはずっと落ち着きがなくて、マキちゃんはシャドウ影踏みの練習で気を紛らわせていました。
Ooh, has she gotten perfect at that yet? Sorry for the trouble. I'll have to explain everything to you all later. Guess I'd better brace myself for a slap or 3.
そうですね。ささ、お疲れでしょうからお風呂へどうぞ。ちゃんとお掃除してありますからね。
I appreciate it. You really are a maid among maids. Still carrying Michiru, I turn to enter the premises, but before I can take a step, the girl shifts her position on my back and speaks.
サチ、ありがとう。私のこと待っててくれて。
いいえ、ミチル様こそ戻ってきてくれて。
うん。ただいま帰ったわよ。
お帰りなさいませ、ミチル様。
あんたはもう寝ていいわよ。明日も早いんでしょ？
そうですね。では、失礼させていただきます。
I still think she knew more than she was letting on. Are you crying? I see. Making no further comment, I carry Michiru to the bathroom. You're filthy. I'll bring a change of clothes. So you just focus on getting the dirt off for now. Everything else can wait until after. What's wrong? Being alone too scary?
大丈夫。だってユージは絶対に迎えに来てくれるはずだもん。
Maybe this time I won't. The girl smiles a little awkwardly as she speaks. I give her a quick pat on the head and make my way down to her room to obtain a fresh change of clothes. I don't know where anything is in here. Or the ones she's always wearing. Well, that works. Already out of the bath. That was fast. I brought you a change of clothes. Her body wrapped in the towel I left in the changing room. Michiru shuffles around shyly.
ねえ、ユージもお風呂入りなよ。
Okay. Not right now. I need to arrange for your medical checkup and...
いいから。だって、ユージだって同じ時間ずっと外にいたんでしょ？
That's right. Oh. Ooh, do I smell? Sorry.
そうじゃないけど、一休みしてってこと。
At Michiru's insistence, I consent to bathe. From the perspective of a freshly washed woman, I must have seemed exceptionally unsanitary at the moment. Might have been a little inconsiderate on my part. It's not the time for a leisurely soak, so I opt for a quick shower. But just as I'm finishing up, Michiru comes in as well. Hello there. Felt like taking a bath in your clothes? Or maybe you forgot something?
そうじゃなくて、
Oh, do you want to do something?
ユージにまた会えたことが嬉しくて、だから。
I have a feeling. I understand that, but couldn't you wait 5 minutes for me to come out of the shower?
いろいろなお礼も含めて、背中を流してあげようかなって。
Oh, is that it? You're a real handful. Alright, if you're doing this, do it quickly. Michiru rubs a bar of soap against a washcloth, slowly and carefully working up a nice lather.
失礼します。
The girl proceeds to wash every nook and cranny in my bag. Nice gesture, but after 5 straight minutes of scrubbing, it starts to feel like she's overdoing it a little. I said quick. Alright, that's good enough.
ゴシゴシ。ゴシゴシ。
I told you that's good enough. Cut it out already.
やだ。やっぱり離れたくない。
Finally abandoning her washcloth, Michiru leans against my back and wraps her arms around me. It's been pretty lonely down there. I'm not going anywhere, Michiru.
わかってる。わかってるけど。ねえ、ごっこじゃない。キスして。
I turn around, take Michiru by the wrist and draw her close to me.
ユージ。して。
Instead of answering, I just press my lips to hers. Well, sort of thing isn't too bad every once in a while. I can't stand people who decide they've saved someone with a little kindness. Human beings exist within their own private bubble of solitude. Our pain and sadness can't be cured by gentle words. Offering gestures of sympathy can make you feel good about yourself, but for the recipient, it's just meaningless at best. People don't need a crutch or a savior. They need to overcome their own suffering or find the strength to accept it. And when someone needs help getting to that point, I'm willing to lend a hand. Of course, that doesn't mean I go around offering my support to every sad sack I run into the street. I'm not some hypocrite politician or cult leader. So, what distinguishes the people I willingly assist from those I don't? Well, I'm not really sure if there's any clear criteria, but really, other than a whim, sometimes I just feel like it. Even when it comes to the young lady currently sleeping at my side, thoroughly pondering the reason why I helped her, doesn't really produce a convincing answer. But that's just the way human beings are. No matter how logically you analyze our motives, no matter how thoroughly you investigate the context of our actions, every once in a while, you'll end up running smack dab into the incomprehensible. I can't comment on how meaningful this particular incident may or may not be, but I'm not unhappy with the way things turned out. In any case, the tricky part comes next. What might the tricky part be? Oh, right. I forgot about that.
恥ずかしながら松島みち チル、帰ってまいりました。
You don't say. You have that?
なんだ、チルチルじゃん。おかえり。ただいま。
Not even batting an eyelid. Hey, Machina, what are you really thinking?
いや、ただいまじゃなくて、そしておかえりじゃなくて。だって
You know what? I almost want this situation to turn into, let's not explain it at all. Let's just leave it as it is and never, ever think about it again.
ちょっと榊さん、榊さん。
Oh no.
何？朝から騒がし。
やあ、ただいま。なぜ、どうしてなぜに。もうあまね、いいじゃないのよさ。だってチルチル帰ってきたのよ。どの面下げてか知らないけど帰ってきたのよ。
You don't even know what you're saying.
どの面って
Oh god. These ones. I pinch Michiru's face and stretch her cheeks out to both sides.
このつるです。
Indeed.
ああ、その面な。いいじゃん。割にその面ならいけるいける。
So very cheeky.
ちょっと待って。なんで復活した？あまねっては意外にめんどくせえな。帰ってきたからいいじゃんって言ってるのよさ。ねえチルチル。
I really,
だって本物だよね。
I really want it to be a situation where they never explain it to them, because that would be hilarious. Machina, we need to get in on this. Like, just refuse to explain the issue. Machina trots over and begins poking at Michiru's chest like a housewife prodding at a shrink-wrapped piece of produce.
本物よ。当たり前でしょ。
A little bit.
だよね。だったらさ、いいじゃん。だったらすごくいいじゃん。悪くないじゃん。よかったのよさ。マキナ。ごめんね。もうどこにも行かないよ。約束してくれる？約束なのよ。約束できるよ。
Michiru and Machina link their fingers together, watching as they swear their oath. Amane heaves a heavy sigh of surrender.
わかったわよ。確かに奇跡の復活で帰ってきた。それは良かった。これ以上喜ばしいことはない。無理やりに納得するわよ。
Yes, that is how.
私にも約束しなさい。
Who? Michiru?
どんな約束？それはもちろん、もう絶対に二度と死んだりしないって。
That's gonna be a hard one to keep.
もう死なない。
Oh, that's gonna be broken.
今度死んだりしたらぶっ殺すからね。
Stunts?
今度死んだらぶっ殺される。そうだね。それでいいね。もうとっと疲れたわよ。
Now,
ちゃんはこのこと知ってるの？
oh yeah. I walk over to Zagagi, just like lean over her, just crouch down, just like start, like lightly slapping her. Hey, Zagagi, wake up! Come on, this is important. Yeah, sure. She was the first one to know. We ran into her on the way back.
だったら教えてくれればいいのに。それであの子なんて言ってた？二人のこと見てさぞ驚いたんじゃないの？ただお帰りなさいって。そっか。さ ちゃんらしいといえばさっちゃんらしいか。
She was pretty convinced.
松島さん、6枚の
No, I took those. Same as it ever was. You'd better give them all proper apologies later.
うん、由美子には悪いことしたわね。
And so, Michiru returned to her friends and her school. She's completely freed of her dependence on medication in that bizarre Tsundere act. She spends the rest of her school days as a normal girl, 6 pennants hanging on the wall of her room. Although to need of a conclusion, unfortunately. Honestly, Michiru just managed to finally face up to one of her multiple problems, nothing more. Just one of the problems. Now she gets to be not stupid.
ユージ、これってここじゃないよね。
We can put you back in the box. Yeah, that's right. This is a fully legitimate date. You want to go in the box? We could go in the box. It's right here.
ああ、なんで走るの？しかも5キロも。
Because he told me to plan the date, and I decided on a little short distance sprinting. Listen, the act of running isn't just...
ああ、もういい。いいです。わかりました。ねえ、そうだね。私がね、言ったからだよね。うん、納得。
Our light jog concluded. Michiru and I arrive at a certain high spot overlooking the sea. The place holds many memories for us.
はあ、ねえ、最近私はずっと私でいられてる。
Yeah, we haven't turned into anyone else since you came back. So, something to celebrate, right? For some reason, it doesn't look like she's entirely convinced of that. So what happened to the other personality?
そうなんだけど。でもあの子はそれでいいのかな。
Well, if I were you, I'd want the desire to let her out and do her own thing for every once in a while. Like what, like one day every 2 weeks? Give her a Saturday or something like that? What do you mean?
だってあの子は私の中にまだ存在してる。決して消えたわけじゃない。
Ooh, you could have her...
彼女はここでまだちゃんと
You could have her take tests and pay attention in class. She could come out in that... She can do all the work, right? Oh, that would be a good... That would be a
な
good
のに
way.
出てこないなんて。それで本当にこれっきりでいいのかな。
Well, I'm still pretty convinced she's just another aspect of you. A self-defense mechanism, like Yuuji said, basically. Random ways, like counting the bullets. Random ways to try to. In a much more extreme sense of, how it happened is not realistic in any way or form. But I'm pretty sure, regardless of what they imply, people have said that they seem to imply something slightly different at the very end or something like that. Whenever that might be, if we haven't passed that point, if it wasn't the thing in the box. But even with that, I'd say I'm pretty convinced personally that it's just another aspect of her personality. Something that might even fade away once she gets past the point of needing her. You don't need the self-defense anymore, so she'll just become a part of you, even if you don't gain all her traits. I reach out and wipe the sweat from Michiru's cheeks, the hand towel. Went over this before I buried you. I told the girl straight out that if you regained the courage to live, she probably wouldn't have the chance to come out again. And she told me that was alright with her. She understands that the body belongs to you, and there's nothing to feel guilty about.
もしかしたら全部私の幻覚だったのかもしれないけど、あの箱の中であの子とお話をしたの。その時に心残りがあるって言ってた。それすごく気になるよ。
Everyone has regrets. That's just how life is.
ねえユージ、直接彼女にそれを聞いてみてくれないかな。
Michiru, my friends, you've only just managed to regain control of yourself. Why go out of the way to...
分かってるけど、私だけ幸せになんてなれないよ。彼女のこと最初は嫌いだったけど、本当に私のために行動してくれただけだってことは、それにこの心臓は彼女からもらったものでしょ。
Oh, okay,
そのお
so
かげでこうしてユージといられるんだし。
you are so utterly convinced that it's her, that it's the girl, that it has to be. I mean, you went to America for some brain-dead girl. She wouldn't be speaking Japanese in the first place, right? I suppose maybe she would have gained your ability to speak Japanese. Well, she seems to speak Japanese better than you at the very least, so I'm gonna go ahead and say that it's almost definitely just a situation where somewhere in your mind you convinced yourself that this is how this situation would manifest, and I don't know, and it just became that. Maybe it wasn't at first, maybe there was something else, and it just developed over time to the point where it was such a distinctly different personality that just you subconsciously thinking, oh, it's gotta be that, or something like that, to the point where basically it's so distinct and it became more like this at this point, and it wasn't always like that, and it was much more subtle at first, or something like that. I know she had the thing when she was young, when she had gaps in the memory, but not necessarily the same personality. A bead of sweat dangling down from the tip of her nose, Michiru stares up at me with a serious expression on her face. Takes an effort to try to keep a wry smile off my face. Even without the pseudo-tsundere act, this girl is still a real handful. But compared to forcing herself to act out some character, I suppose it's nice to see her honestly expressing her feelings. Alright, if you insist, I'll try calling the girl out. I do have a method in mind. Same one I use with the all medicine. In other words, just a little manipulation of your assumptions.
New?
I set up a simple magic show in Michiru's room. The trick I have in mind, like most magic, amounts a little more than a psychological misdirection. It's physically impossible to produce a coin from nothingness, but of course you can't abruptly make one disappear either. Such illusions are made possible by manipulating your assumptions. A visual distraction leaves you convinced that a magician's carrying nothing, but where in fact he's just moving something around to where you can't see it. Everyone knows the basic idea, but it's surprisingly hard to overcome our mind's tendency to fill in the gaps and jump to conclusions. Deliberately planting the wrong idea in someone's head isn't as difficult as it might sound. As Michiru said, I don't think the girl's vanished. She's keeping to herself, that's all. I can't exactly reach in and grab her, so I'll have to trick her out.
それでその鏡がいるわけ?
Yeah. The only prop is a full-length dressing mirror I had Sachi fetch us. Didn't take long at all, so I'm guessing she borrowed it from someone else. That's right. That's all we need to pull this off. Alright, Michiru. Start looking at yourself in the mirror. Keep staring into your own pupils, and don't even think about blinking, understood? Now, stay like this for a few hours. Keep it up and she'll come out eventually, I'm sure of it.
何時間かってどれぐらい? そんなに大変なの?
Oh, you're the one who would make this happen, right? Can't even put in a little effort? Well, no skin off my nose if you want to quit.
やる。頑張るもん。
Okay. Oh my goodness. Yeah, don't blink, don't blink. Okay, now do it quietly. Honestly, I don't have a clue whether staring into your own eyes is actually going to wake up the other girl. That's not really the point of this little exercise, though. But physically and mentally wearing Michiru out, hoping to get her into a drowsy, half-conscious state, where it'll be easier for her alternate self to appear. My words should do the rest. Stay focused, Michiru. She'll come out any minute now, just a matter of time. I'm not really convinced of that, but I keep up a constant chorus of firm declarations to the contrary. In other words, I'm forcing the idea that she's definitely going to wake up into Michiru's mind. Hopefully my confident attitude will eventually lead her to the surface. All of a sudden, something changes in Michiru's face. It's truly a subtle transformation, but the cast of her eyes seems slightly different. There you are, finally woke up, eh? We're close enough now that just talking like it's a done deal should finish things up. Michiru's unlocked the door, and now I've pushed it open. The girl steps blinking into the light.
私はもういいから気にしないで。
Now you're speaking like Michiru used to. Bingo! Know I can pull this off? Thought that was you. I'm happy to see you again.
私は嬉しくないよ。会いたくなかった。私はこのまま消えようとしてたのに。この子の人生に。
So what?
もう私は必要ないんだから。
So what, she abandons the need to disappear and you get it all, or something like that? Now you're just talking the way Michiru was before. Aren't you supposed to have a little more sense than her?
でももう私は出てきちゃいけないのに。
I still don't think you're another personality. You're still just Michiru, if just a self-defense mechanism. Michiru called you here of her own free will. There's nothing wrong with accepting that. Why hold back?
そんなこと言われても。
Alright then, I'll give you a simple question. What are your regrets?
心残り。
My regrets. Deep inside Michiru, nestled inside her heart, I sink into thought. Why did I turn out like this? Why do I still exist inside her? On the way back from school, I was badly hurt in some kind of traffic accident. Until then, I lived a very normal life, I think. Normal. I guess so. My grades were decent. Although I wasn't an honor student, I did fight with my parents sometimes. Even ran away from home for a day or two every once in a while. Apparently, I used to say some mysterious things when I was a little kid, but as I grew up, that stopped happening. There's someone I liked, although I'm not sure if it was a love or a crush. Never expressed those feelings. Didn't really feel the need to. Just watching him from a distance made me happy. Then, out of nowhere, the accident brought it all to an end. I don't know the details myself. I was just walking home after school one day when everything went black. I came to. I was in the hospital. The sharp smell of antiseptic solution in an off-white ceiling greeted me. My mind was sluggish and fuzzy, but I was awake. Mom? What was Mom doing here? What happened to me? My ears weren't quite working properly. I couldn't hear her voice that clearly. I wanted to ask all sorts of questions, but my voice didn't want to cooperate. Not just that, I couldn't move my body. What's going on? It almost felt like I'd been locked up inside of a cramped little box. A doctor who hurried into the room at the sound of Mom's voice, shone a pen light into my eyes for a while, then shook his head in silence. When he saw that, my mom started to cry. I didn't understand why she was sobbing so bitterly. I mean, I was perfectly conscious, so I thought I'd recover and be back to normal life soon enough. I'm thinking this is... I get the impression from the people who've commented on that they're never going to answer it outright, but they're only going to offer both sides of it, so you're never really sure. It only seems to suggest something, rather it being anything in particular. So at this point, I'm almost thinking this is something that Michiru believes happened, not really what happened. Even if it might be, maybe she got the story of what happened to the person, and she internalized it and forgot that that's actually what it was supposed to be. But reality was very different from what I had imagined. Day after day, Mom sat at the bedside and squeezed my hand. Weeks rolled past, but there wasn't any sign I'd be able to go home anytime soon. You know, maybe the doctor was just in America. In terms of a heart they're speaking Japanese, whatever. That little thing, in terms of what language they're speaking, doesn't really matter. Yeah, I thought so too. I felt fine, really good enough to leave the hospital right away. But even though I was really clear-headed, I still couldn't manage to move even the tip of my tongue. I didn't understand that at all. My mouth was numb and immobile. My throat felt dry sometimes, but I couldn't do anything about it. I wanted to tell Mom how I felt. I couldn't speak. Even moaning would be enough. But my body was completely switched off. Quiet and still as a deserted school building in the middle of the night. My classmates didn't come to visit. No, it's not entirely true. A few days after the accident, a group of girls I'd been friendly with did show up once. But when they got a look at, well, actually no, this is the memories of what Michiru would have thought happened in her mind. So if I'm right about it being she internalized the story and then is just subconsciously thinking this to be the case for the other personality because she developed such a distinct subconscious assumption that it was a different personality, that maybe, yeah. But when they look at me lying there in my bed, they grimaced. They weren't too obvious about it in front of Mom, but I noticed a subtle change in their attitude. They kept their distance for the whole visit, and it wasn't long before they left. As they walked away, I could see that none of them, I could see one of them mouthing the words, "Hope I never end up like that." After my classmates left, Mom gently stroked my head, as if to reassure me that everything would be alright. I had no way of knowing what would happen to my body or the details of my condition, but from what the girls had said, I could tell it must have been pretty bad. I guess Dad was busy with work since he only came to visit occasionally. Even so, I was always happy when he did show up. But when Dad did look at me, he always had a really scary look in his face. His eyes were empty, completely emotionless. He looked down at me with the face of a man debating whether to throw away an old can of herbicide from the back of his shed.
どうだ何か変わりはあるか
いいえ昨日と同じよちゃんと呼吸してる
Brain dead, right?
どうせ明日も同じなんだここに来ても意味ないな
そんなこと言わないでくださいこの子も
喜んでいる
Dad peered down, studying my face. I was really glad to see him, but I didn't have any way of expressing that happiness.
さあどうだかな俺のことが見えてるのかすらわからん
I can see just fine. I can hear your voice.
昨日と同じだまるで時が止まったみたいだ
I love Dad, but I was starting to think he hated me. Maybe he used to love me, but hated me because of what I'd become. Not that I even knew what I looked like anymore, honestly. Once a week, Mom would wash my body with a wet cloth. I always loved soaking in the bath, but it wasn't really satisfying by comparison. But since she was doing everything for me now, I didn't exactly have the right to complain. Not that I could if I wanted to. What really impressed me was the soap she used. It was always lightly fruit scented. Mom knew that I'd been secretly buying fruit soaps using my pocket money. She must have been looked for them in my room and brought them to the hospital for me. My feelings about my parents began to change. Mom was nice, Dad was scary. One day they started quarreling over some trivial thing right next to me. It started when Mom said something about wanting to take family trips again. Dad got irritated and started shouting at her.
こいつがいる限りそんなことは無理だろうこんな体でどこに行けるって言うんだ
昔みたいに遊園地に行けたらいいじゃないこの子好き
さあな泣いてたことしか覚えてないそれに車椅子で連れて行くのか
遊園地に車椅子で来ている人はたくさんいるでしょ
だがこいつはもう意識がないんだいいかこの子は他の子供とは違うんだよもう一緒にどこかに行くことなんてできないんだ
No more trips, huh? I didn't know that, Dad.
そんなことまだわからないでしょお医者様だって
医者がどうしたもう死んでるようなものなんだいいか見てろ
Dad strode over to my bedside and violently smacked my cheeks with the palm of his hands.
どうだ生きてるか生きてるなら返事しなさいパパだぞほらパパだぞ
やめて
うるさいこいつには聞こえてやしないんだ何も分からずにずっとここで眠っているだけだずっと俺たちを縛り付けてるだけだ
そんな言い方やめて
うるさいとにかくもう変なこと言うのはよせ気分が悪い
Yep, that's definitely how a family can fall apart. Dad swung the door open violently and stalked out. I wanted to tell him that he was wrong. I could see everything, I could hear just fine. But it didn't hurt when he slapped me. And I couldn't cry, even when my parents fought bitterly before my eyes. I don't really know much about it, but I do recall hearing things about how much perception people that were in a coma could have. But brain dead is very different than a coma, right?
ごめんね言いたかっただろうもうあんなことはさせないからね
Mom returned to my side and began to gently stroke my
パ
head.
パはお仕事でイライラしてるだけよ大丈夫また3人でどこかに行こうね
Her tone of voice was tender, but even a child like me could understand those words were flimsy, makeshift lies. They didn't take me to the toilet, but I wasn't wearing a diaper. Apparently my body changed past the need for such things. Instead, a mess of plastic tubes constantly pumped things into and out of me. Sometimes a nurse would come and replace the tubing. It was agonizingly painful, like having my stomach cut open by a dull knife. But since I couldn't scream or even shed a tear, that I never even knew, I could see that Mom was getting thinner with every passing day. It wasn't surprising. From dawn to dusk, she's at my side, talking to my motionless body, reading me books as if I were a baby again. A doctor stopped by frequently at first, but their visits grew rarer as weeks stretched into months. Eventually, they stopped coming entirely. A nurse would stop by maybe once a week, mainly for politeness' sake. I began to understand that my life was essentially over. I'd come to the end of myself. I didn't want to trouble Mom anymore, but there wasn't anything I could do to change the situation. It sucks, I tried to say. Naturally, the words didn't leave my mouth. I'm miserable. I tried to cry, but the tears wouldn't come either. One night after Mom had gone home, Dad showed up by himself. He stood next to my bed with a steely look on his face. I wanted to ask him what was wrong, but by now I stopped even trying to speak. He reached out and put a hand on one of the machines that pumped oxygen or whatever into my body. It could be shut off easily enough if he pressed a few buttons. Probably wouldn't take me long for me to die. Dad looked down at me again, his harsh expression faltering. I could see unfathomably deep anguish in his eyes. I didn't have to think twice. Dad, you can turn off that machine. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I ended up like this. I'm sorry for becoming such a burden to you. Was it my fault? I didn't really think so, but the how and why no longer really matter, do they? I'm just a millstone around your neck. That's just a fact. So please, go ahead and kill me, Dad. There's nothing to forgive you for. That is what I want. Just kill me. But Dad just gave the machine a few light smacks, then turned on his heel and left the room. Why don't you kill me? I don't want to keep making everyone suffer like this. Please come back. Please kill me. When Mom came in the next day, her eyes were red. She stroked my hair for a long time in silence. Please, Mom, can you stop the machine? Just kill me. There's no point in keeping me alive, is there? Hurry up and end this. Mom leaned in to kiss my cheek but lost her balance and fell to the floor. After nursing me day in and day out for months, the accumulated fatigue must have finally overwhelmed her. I heard the loud thump of her body striking something hard. It looked as though she'd fallen in an awkward way, but the area under the bed was out of my field of vision. I was frantic with worry. Had she struck her head? I wanted to scream for help, but just that was impossible. But it was impossible. It was beyond frustrating. It was torture. Pleasant, warm sunlight streamed in through the open window, and a gentle breeze stirred the curtains. I hear the voices of laughing children outside. It was a very peaceful day, the sort that slips easily by before you know it. And as the minutes ticked tranquilly past, Mom lay on the floor in my hospital room. I couldn't see what had happened to her, but she wasn't moving. This can't be happening. Somebody, please hurry, please, please. Picturing myself thrashing around in bed, I tried desperately to squeeze out a sound, any sound, out of my mouth, but it was useless. I sat there, still as a stone. More than an hour later, Dad finally arrived. His face a mask of shock. Dad scrambled to my bedside and picked Mom up in his arm. Her face was wet with the bright red blood. An hour. There's no way. Dad carried Mom out of the room, but before he left, he turned over his shoulder and shot me an angry look, as if blaming me for what had happened. But you're wrong, Dad. This is your fault. I mean, none of this would have happened if you just killed me, wouldn't it? Following the accident, Dad took over the role of my caretaker. He spent the days working on his laptop, never making eye contact with me. But after less than a week of this, the doctor came into the hospital room and began discussing something with Dad. And it's a match! Dad was clearly distressed, but after brooding for several minutes, he nodded silently. Accepting a pen from the doctor, he slowly signed a number of documents. At night, Dad came right up to my side and watched my face for a long time. Dad didn't take my hand or stroke my head. This was going to be the last time I wanted him to touch me, even for a moment. Thank you, Dad. Dad stayed by my side until morning. I was really happy. But in the end, he never held my hands. The next day, an unfamiliar doctor came to my room. He gave me a number of injections, stripped me naked, and carefully inspected my body. Dad stood silently by and watched. Mom wasn't there. At the end, Dad looked down at me and said something, but I couldn't make out the words. I was low onto a stretcher and carried to the operating room. My heart was going to be taken out of the body to save someone else. It'd be a lie to say I had no regrets, but that didn't sound so terrible. A lot more appealing than lying around helplessly and making Mom and Dad miserable, at least. No matter how badly I wanted to move, my body was still. No matter how much I wanted to speak, I couldn't talk to anyone. I didn't want to exist like that. That day in that operating room, I think I died once. I see. So, then your heart was transplanted into Michiru's body. You know, the fact that Michiru thought that was who you were says a bit too, outside of just guesswork.
そうでもまさかあんなにはっきりと意識まで移るとは思わなかった。私はいつも暗闇の世界にいた。だけどミチルに嫌なことが起こると、その光を手繰り寄せると、私は彼女の体を動かせることが分かった。彼女の体を動かせると知った時、正直これはしてはいけないことだって思った。だってこれは彼女の体だから。もしそれが可能だとしても、知らないふりをしてずっと暗闇で眠っていなければいけないんだけど、長い間ずっとベッドで動けなかった私にとって。
Well, regardless of the actual cause, whether this is some fantastical thing or something a bit more grounded in Michiru's self, it's become so distinct to the point that it's not even worth trying to fix if it was something that was just Michiru developing another personality. You're part of Michiru. I don't really see any reason that you couldn't set up a situation where you both can be happy.
指を動かす、声を出す、視線をどこかに向けるという行為は、体を自由に動かすことがこんなにも素晴らしいことだなんてわからなかったと思う。
Not surprising that you feel that way. But the body you're moving wasn't actually yours. Someone upstairs has a nasty sense of humor.
ミチルは子供の頃に悲しいことがあってから心を閉ざしているみたいだった。それで彼女が辛い時は代わりに表に出ていろいろなことをした。でも正直に言えば単純に動けることが嬉しかっただけかもしれない。本当にミチルのことを思えばあんなことをしちゃいけなかったのよ。余計に彼女を傷つけて悩ませてしまっていたものね。
Not intentionally. And you did everything you could to ease that pain. Michiru's suffering hurt you.
そうよ、言ったでしょ。私は悪者なんかじゃないのよ。純粋にミチルを助けたかっただけ。
Well, she wants to return the favor. So let's talk about these regrets of yours. By which I mean, what do you want to do?
何でも願いが叶うとしたら、ママとパパに会いたいかな。
I suppose that would be one way. Definitely be one way to confirm whether it's real or not. How much information does this personality have that Michiru would be impossible to have and is actually accurate? Your parents, eh?
何か一つだけって言うなら、ママとパパ。それで、会ってどうするわけじゃないけど。
I see.
顔が見たい。
I see. That's your wish, is it?
でも、そんなの無理に決まってる。私の住んでいた場所は日本じゃない。
And can speak Japanese and all your memories are in Japanese.
それにこの姿であったとしても、私だってわからないでしょ。
Or understand what you're saying because Japanese. I reach out and squeeze the girl's hand tightly. I can't return you to your original form, but I can take you to your parents. If that's what you want, I'll make it happen. I'll help make it happen. After all, that's what Michiru wants as well.
私が住んでいたのは日本じゃないんだよ。
Here's a nice little piece of information. Michiru's rich. What about it? Is that supposed to be a problem? The only issue I see here's your waffling. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, alright? You might regret it later, but it's your choice to make. So, what it'll be.
どうする？
You've already made up your mind, haven't you? You know you have. I'll give you 2 seconds to answer. This is your only chance. Ready?
行く。
Ah, there we go. I even started counting, but whatever.
ユージ君、私をママとパパのところに連れて行って。顔が見たい。それだけでいいから。
Okay. Understood. Stand by here for 5 minutes.
ちょっと待って。だって5分ってどうするの？
We'll figure it out later.
ちょっと。
Bye bye.
でも無理だよね。だって私。
There's no way I would have set this up beforehand, but
風見くんってば何を考えているのかしら。私だけならともかくハルデラさんまで巻き込むなんて。
Herdera.
あなたは学園長？
Herdera.
そうよ、話は聞きました。ああ、もうあんな言い方されたら私が断れないこと知ってて、なんてやつなのかしら。
Herdera. Herdera. I don't recognize the name. God damn it. That's right.
まさかあの弱みをついてくるなんて絶対に許さない。
Ooh.
どういうことでしょう。
I feel as though Chizuru here is much more aggressive towards me in this route.
ああ、ごめんなさい。いいから出発の準備をしなさい。と言っても靴だけ履き替えればいいわよ。パスポートも着替えも必要ないわ。観光じゃないならツアーガイドも必要ないでしょ。でも遊園地にも行きたいなら今回は我慢してね。そこまで楽しめるプランは組めないわ。ちょっと許可は出したけど校庭に着陸させることないでしょ。後期？
Sorry to keep you waiting. Good thing we happen to have someone flying around nearby. How'd I do? Was that 5 minutes? At the wink at Chizuru, I dragged Michiru out of her room.
ちょっと風見くん、帰ってきたら分かってるでしょうね。
Yeah, I'll take responsibility, whatever the fuck that means. Where I can, at least. We'll go 50-50 on the rest.
本当に覚えておきなさいよ。ねえ、これはどういうこと？校庭に飛行機が来るなんて。
Would be incredibly stupid. It's alright. Is it really going to be an airplane? Is it really a big enough area for it to land?
今から？
We're going to see your parents. Yeah, right now, once the decision is made. Why put off taking action? You agreed to this yourself, remember?
でも
Before the girl can continue her spluttering objections, I cover her eyes with my hand. Trust me. Just trust me, alright? America's not so far, is all that. Thinking back once we're there, it'll feel like we only left 3 seconds ago. Allow me to demonstrate. 3, 2, 1, and... English speaking time. Oh, this music. What do you people who make this game think of America? Beep, 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 beep.
着いた。
Matt, we are. How was that? Blink of an eye, right?
もうちょっとだけ長かった気もするけど、あっという間だった。
I placed a sales call to your house on the ride over. A woman answered the phone, so they're probably home. Incidentally, they don't seem to have any plans to, purchase high-quality carpets at the moment.
カーペット屋さんのふりをしたの？悪い人。
You know what? Typically, when I answer a phone call like that at home, it's just like, no, bye. Or not even no, bye, but I just hang up. Or something like that. Or I try to mess with them. Sometimes that's funny. I mean, I'm never gonna buy something over the phone like that. I don't know many people who are. I'd have a bit of a guilty conscience if she'd ask for a free sample or something. But that wasn't how it happened. No harm done, right?
そうだけど。
I keep up my conversation with Yuuji-kun, but most of it goes in one ear out of the other. Are we going from her perspective now? Is it the town I grew up in? The street I return to every day? The very smell of the air brings back a flood of memories? Does it? Although it's a little dirtier than I remember it. This is definitely my house. Is it? How did Yuuji track down that information? Has he been planning this or something? Because there's no way he'd be able to track down all the information of the heart transplant donor and all that. Maybe he just... Not in 5 minutes. Definitely not in 5 minutes. You'll be going back in time for dinner. You came this far, so don't hesitate. Get going. I take my sweet time, just getting to the porch. After a few hesitant moments, I reach up and put my finger on the doorbell. But I can't bring myself to press it. Minutes slide by as I stand there like a statue. I consider having Yuji-kun ring the bell in my place, but that would defeat the purpose of this visit. Even so, the tiny plastic button in front of me looks like some enormous, intimidating gong, the sort of thing you'd hang by the gate to hell. Oh, it's way too fucking late to back out. Maybe I can't do this, maybe I can just crawl up and be a failure.
じゃあカウント3で。
ちょっとカーペットならいらないって言ったでしょ。
I spin around to find myself face to face with Mom. Wasn't she supposed to be inside the house? Oh, but I guess you can see the front door pretty clearly from the garden. Since I was just standing out here all this time, maybe she thought I was some kind of suspicious character. She used to drive off door-to-door salesmen like this every once in a while when I was a kid, come to think of it. Can't say I expected her to be keeping up all this at this age, but amusement, shock, hesitation, and happiness swelled up in me all at once, fusing into unidentifiable mass of emotion.
おや、あらあら、ごめんなさい。さっきセールスの電話があったから、そ
Really?
いつかと思っちゃって。
You saw this distinctly feminine figure.
いえ、
こんな場所にお客さんなんて珍しい。さあ、中に入っておくれ。
Oh. And apparently, in America, they speak Japanese. I mean, I know, they're probably just doing it for the sake of the thing, but at the same time, they're not even acknowledging it.
いえ、もうここで失礼します。
何か用があってきたんだろ。ほら、いいからおいでよ。
はい。
あんた、よく見たら美人さんだね。お母さんに似たのかしら。さあ、早くしないとコヨーテが出るよ。あんたみたいなちっちゃい子はパクリだよ。
はい。
どうせおばちゃんの一人暮らしだからね。遠慮することはないよ。
一人暮らし。
Mama hustles into the kitchen and makes tea for me. It's her special black blend with honey and ginger. When I was a kid, I really loved this stuff. I remember asking for so many refills that she'd get mad.
いただきます。
おや、どうかしたかい？お口に合わない？
You know, I mean, every single part of this feels like something where you could, let's just say, every single instance of her remembering something is after it already happened, right? You showed up in this place. She's even speaking Japanese. I know you could explain it away in terms of, oh, it's not really, like they're just speaking Japanese for the sake of that. But actually, a thought came to mind. Also, the fact that Yuuji said, oh, we're going there so quickly. What if they didn't actually go to America? They just went somewhere in Japan that's a bit far away and gave the impression of, I mean, how long of a plane trip would it be? You couldn't go to America, wherever it might be, and be back in time for dinner, even after all that. I mean, they had just finished the run, right? So it would probably be like 6 in the morning. Give me a sec. Yeah, I just looked it up. So from California to Tokyo is an 11-hour flight. They're probably not actually in America.
美味しいです、とっても。
I mean, they could be implying that it's the next day too, but
そう、それはよかったわ。
I guess
何杯でも飲んでいってね。
my points is what I'm getting at, and what I think could be happening at the moment is that Yuji's setting it up so that he's introducing everything in a way, like he said before, to manipulate someone's assumption in a subconscious level to try to create this separate personality within Michiru. The actual personality within Michiru isn't another personality, not like another consciousness or anything like that, but just what Michiru thinks the other personality should be, because she thinks she has another personality in her. So when introduced to all this stuff and being like, hey, this definitely is where you were, this is the other thing, this is the thing that meets up with all your expectations, we just go over there, and then you just sort of subtly make her, Michiru, at a subconscious level think, oh, this must be what it is. Maybe she doesn't know. I mean, the Japanese thing would be pretty obvious, but whatever. Mom smiles at me like a child. The tea definitely isn't bad, but the flavoring's a little too sweet for me now. Are the ingredients different? Does this tongue work differently than mine? Or did I just grow up? Glancing around the room, I notice how spare and empty it is. A small twinge of something like loneliness strikes me. It's the sort of melancholy you might feel when walking a scrawny old dog on a rainy day.
いや、旦那さんはいらっしゃらないんですか？
ああ、お父ちゃんかい。そうだね。行くときは急なもんさ。去年死んじまってね。それから私一人で暮らしてるよ。
Convenient.
家族で過ごしてた時は狭い狭いって文句を言ってたけど、一人になるとこんなに広いんだね。
Mom chuckles at her.
しちゃうよ。
Mom chuckles at her own joke, but I know how much she loved Dad. She has to be forcing herself.
ご家族は旦那さんだけだったんですか？
ああ、娘がいたよ。とっても可愛くて優しい子でね。その子がいなくなってからお父ちゃんは人が変わったみたいに仕事に没頭してね。何かで気持ちを紛らわせていないと耐えられなかったんだろうね。もちろん私だって同じ気持ちだった。
そうなんですか。寂しいですね。
Mom answers that I was, her voice like a sigh.
そりゃ寂しいさ。だけどね、お父ちゃんも娘も心の中でしっかり生きてだから、私は一人じゃないんだよ。ここで一緒なのさ。ここでね。
Thumping her own chest, Mom smiles brightly at me. Not knowing what to say, I just sip my tea.
こんなことをお伺いするのも失礼かと思いますが。
I force a question on my mouth. It feels like leaving headfirst into Niagara Falls.
娘さんと旦那さんは仲良かったんですか？
仲？そりゃいいに決まってるよ。親子だものね。この子ったら変なこと言うね。
Mom leaves the
そう
room.
だ。せっかくだからいいもの見せてあげるよ。
Okay. Mom leaves the room and returns only a moment later. There's a string of worn-out old paper cranes in her hands.
これね、娘が入院した時にお父ちゃんが徹夜で作ったのよ。それなのにあの人ったら渡す時になったら恥ずかしいって言ってね。シャイだったんだね。まだ物置にたくさんあるよ。千羽鶴だなんて日本的だしロマンティックだね。でももう何年も前の話だよ。
She said she wasn't Japanese, right? I touch the crane with the tip of my fingers. The paper's damp and a little moldy, but even so, my heart fills up with warmth. Not that she's really paying that much attention, right? Just imagine my stern-faced dad hunched over a table making origami makes me want to laugh. Not his style at all.
私もお父ちゃんも娘のことを心から愛していたよ。夢みたいなことをね。バカみたいなことって分かってるけど、親なのに子供を最後まで守ってやれなくてごめんってね。ちゃんと愛してやれなくてごめんって。ダメな親でごめんねって。ごめん。
Watching Mom struggle on the brink of tears, I'm overcome by the need to do something, anything, to reach out and take her hand in mine. She's surprised for a moment, but soon gently squeezes back. Her hands wrinkled and dried, but still just as warm and comforting as I remember it.
私がこんなこと言うのも変だけど、きっと娘さんは幸せだったと思います。だってこんなに愛されているじゃないですか。謝るなんてそんなの変です。謝らなくちゃいけないの。
All of a sudden, there's a thick lump at the bottom of my throat that the words can't find their way past. Mom leans over and begins thumping me softly on the back.
なんて言えばいいのか。でも謝ることなんて。
Mom's stroking my hair just like she used to, but the tears won't stop.
あんたは優しい子だね。ありがとう。そう思うと少し楽になるよ。
And why the fuck are you here anyways? They just, like, it's just like, oh, you're a guest. And with that, the flow of the word stops entirely. I throw myself into Mom's arms, bawling like a baby. She seems a little taken aback, but gently embraces me. In the end, I can't do a thing.
ごめんなさい。私、失礼させていただきます。
My voice twisted beyond recognition. I somehow managed to croak out the words.
何か用事があったんじゃないのかい？ごめんね。私があんな話しちまったばかりに。
It takes everything I have just to shake my head. It's not your fault, Mom. None of this is. I'm the only one who needs to apologize. There's so many things I want to say, but I can't get any of it across. I don't want to leave it like this, but the words won't come. Even though I might never see her again, even though this might be the very last time I hear her voice, all I can do is cry.
それじゃあね、気をつけて帰るんだよ。
The words just won't come. It's no good.
実は私、娘さんのお友達だったんです。それでここに来たんです。
This actually sort of sounds like the normal Michiru.
言ってしまってごめんなさい。でも、会えてよかったです。
My mouth's moving all by itself, speaking for me. But it's not unpleasant. I know Michiru must be doing this for me.
おや、そうかい。あの子のお友達かい。だったら早くそう言ってくれればよかったのに。
Mom smiles, something like relief in her eyes, and my mouth keeps on moving.
私、まだおばさまとお話ししたいことたくさんあります。涼しいお願いかもしれませんが、お手紙送ってもいいですか？
おやおや、もちろんだともさ。時間ならたっぷり余ってるからね。今時の子はペンで手紙を書くなんてことをしないんだろう？
ちゃんと書きます。だから待っててください。
ありがとうね。住所は
大丈夫。分かってますから。
そうかい。
Do you?
それでは失礼します。また。
またね。気をつけて帰るんだよ。
Mom petted me on the head one last time. Thought I'd never see her again, but Yuji-kun brought me to her. I thought our relationship would end with this one visit, but Michiru helped me. I wanted to thank them, but the only things that came out of my mouth were weird, strangled little sounds. On the road outside the house, after making sure Mom wasn't watching, I cried my heart out.
大丈夫。これでいいんだよ。
Michiru reassured me. Yuji-kun stroked my head many times, just like Mom had. The familiar smells of my hometown and the sense of kind-hearted friends mingled together in a pleasant, comforting breeze that seemed to be blowing from the heart. Did I say heart? A high place. It's definitely a high place. From the future. Whatever. The heart felt also interesting. And so a curtain falls on the story of two peculiar girls. The girl who shut herself inside a box and waited for rescue is gone. Michiru's come to understand that she's the only one who can save herself. Of course, people can't live alone. We need the help of others, but what really matters is finding our own road, and the strength of will to walk it. Human beings don't have wings on their backs. We have no choice but to make our way forward on two legs we were given. Life is just like a long series of such small steps. There are plenty of things still undone, plenty of problems still unresolved, but that's inevitable. Anyway, wouldn't wrapping things up too neatly be a little boring? Yes and no. From now on, Michiru and I will be dealing with the problems that come our way together. The world isn't so complicated. Walk forward and you find the future. Turn back and you find your memories. Cut off a piece and you've got a story. It's just one small part of one such tale.
ねえ、気持ちいいね、風。
True enough. I can understand why I love this place so much.
過去みたいに言わないで。今でも好きよ。
I see. However, I would be remiss not to mention that a particular thorny difficulty has arisen in the aftermath of this incident. Am I to blame for this? Is Michiru, or perhaps the other girl? I wouldn't mind taking the time for a thorough analysis of the matter, but in any case, I'm currently at my wit's end.
そうかな。ここ、そこまでいいものかな。
Is it really just jumping between the two of them at this point?
ねえ、ユージ君。それよりさ、もっと違う場所行かない？
Oh
ハン
god,
バーガー屋さんとか。
now this sounds like a pain to handle.
ちょっと待ってよ、出てこないでよね。今、私はユージとデートしてるの。わかる？人の邪魔はしないって約束でしょ。だからおとなしくしてなさいってば。だって君のセンス悪いんだもん。かといってさ、ユージ君に任せると走ってばっかりだし、本当にバランス悪いよね、二人とも。
Oh my.
ねえユージ、この場所退屈？
Goodness. Well, I suppose boring would be one way to describe it, yeah?
だったら先に行ってよね。他の場所にしたのに。
Well, the location doesn't really matter. Anywhere's fun when I'm with you.
何浮かれてんのよ。ユージ君は口がうまいからお世辞に決まってるでしょ。嘘。そうなのユージ。
Huh?
じゃないわよ。何よその疑問系、意味わかんない。やだの。
As you can see, both personalities are now capable of emerging at the same time. Fuck. A nasty side effect of my improvised hypnotism, perhaps? Then again, apparently Michiru took over the conversation for the girl on our visit to California, so maybe that's what did it. It would take whatever. Whatever the case may be, there's no changing the fact that this is a major pain in the ass.
だってさ、あんたなんて私が大事にしてた宝物の中身あっさりしてるしさ。
You want
ちょっとひどかったじゃない。
You want me to give you a fucking rock? I can give you a fucking rock.
君が捨ててって言うところでしょ。それに本当は捨ててないよ。部屋の天井裏を見てごらん。ちゃんとあるから。そうなの？そうだよ。私は昔から大事なものは屋根裏に隠しておく癖があるんです。君にそんなしっかりしてるアピールしてるけど、お母さんを前にして何も言えなかった。
The thing that will be hanging over her head forever and ever.
そりゃそうでしょ。あの時は緊張してたし。でも手伝ってくれてありがとうね。そんな急に素直にお礼を言われるとは。まあ
Michiru looks up at the sky, her expression slightly bashful.
でもさ、なんていうの？今度また会いに行こうよ。私もあのお母さんのこと好きだし。何にしろあんたがいなかったら私は今生きてないかもしれない。それまでに私消えちゃったりしてね。ダメ！それはダメ。これからはずっと一緒にいよう。何の偶然かはわからないけど、
Sure.
この体に二人の心が残ってる。
I still don't buy it. And I think everything has a bit of an explanation behind it that could actually make this all make sense without having that.
この体は私だけのものでも、あんただけのお礼は二人のもの。これからは私が助けられるばっかりじゃなくて、あんたのことを助けてあげるからね。待ってなさい。
Michiru drams out a finger to emphasize the point, but with nowhere in particular to aim it, she ends up pointing at herself.
だってほら、あんたは私の親友
Best
でしょ。
friends with herself. She's best friends with herself.
そうね。まあ君を一人にさせておくと勝手に暴走するし、バカだし、私がいなきゃダメでしょうね。何その言い方。ひどい。君がしっかりするまでちゃんと私が助けてあげるから大丈夫。君の真似なら何よ。あんたに私のこのスーパーナチュラルツンデレができるっていうの？できるわよ。簡単。今やってみせましょうか。じゃあユージ君。
Conversation seems to have taken a highly problematic turn. I'd love to pretend I hadn't heard, but that's not a realistic option right now. Instead, I grunt out a reluctant half-groan of a response.
今からツンデレするからどっちがやったか当ててね。
Yes, understood. Shouldn't be a problem.
わかる？ちゃんと見分けることできる？
You know what? I sort of think I could. Of course. Enough of the dramatic build-up. Just do it already.
わかった。いくね。せーの。
This is gonna be the final choice, and debate based on which one I guess if it's right or not. It's either gonna go into a dramatic turn for super sad, or it's just gonna end.
あんたのことなんて大好きなんだからね。
Okay, I don't have a damn clue. I'd say that's the normal Michiru. Michiru stares intently at my face, her eyes filled with confident expectation. God knows what's going to happen to me if I get this wrong. I have no alternative. I pull out the trump card. I love you too. After a moment of bewilderment, a big grin spreads across her face.
嬉しいです。
No telling how long this trick will keep working. Have to figure out something before she catches on.
やれやれ。だからユージ君の口のうまさにごまかされてるって。ちょっとユージ、それ本当だったら許さないんだからね。
But I love you. Oh boy. Ooh. Well, credits. And just looking at my recording thing, it's not actually recording the visuals of the credits. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, whatever. Maybe I can find them online, or maybe I won't be able to record the credits for some reason. Just visuals, and it might just be a white screen the entire time. Obviously, something about this game just is not compatible with OBS. I don't know. But yeah, I thought it was good. It was interesting. I still think everything still makes sense. Still makes sense in terms of... You can make it sense in terms of just another personality. And the fact that they're able to speak together just means that it's a progress of the two personalities Michiru developed, becoming one over time. At least that's the impression I'm getting. Turn on the music too. Yeah. Oh. I'm gonna... Oh, before anything else. If you're not gonna watch the next part, and then skip towards the ending, I have something else to talk about just at the ending in terms of what I'm going to do with this this game for the other endings and stuff. But I am going to do the bad ending after this. Because of course I have to do the bad ending. People are telling me how sad it is. And it's like, oh, I have to see this for myself, you know? Yep, still looks like there's nothing showing up on here in terms of the visuals for the recording. Oh, fucking well. I might just... You know, I might just skip the credits because of this, but whatever. And ending of the credits as it fades to white, and it just doesn't show up for some... I think this might have happened with the opening. Oh, hi. Yes, hello. I think this might have happened with the opening too, and I might have had to replace it. And I wasn't sure what happened, but this seems like there's like some compatibility issue. I don't know what it is, I don't know why, and at this point I'm just like, whatever. I'll just work around it. Oh, the letter.
おばさまのことをとても愛していたと思います。でも年頃になると恥ずかしくて、そういったことが面と向かって言えなくなる時期があるのです。
Yeah.
私にはいつもご両親への感謝の気持ちを話してくれていましたよ。娘さんはこんなことを言っていました。パパとママに手を引かれていった遊園地が忘れられないと。そこはとてもカラフルな世界で、みんなが心の底から笑っていた。甘いポップコーンの香りと空に飛んでいく風船の鮮やかな赤。近づいてきたキャラクターが大きくて怖くて泣いてしまったりとか、疲れてパパの背中で眠ってしまったこととか、お土産のチョコのクランチを 帰りの車の中で全部食べてしまって叱られたこととか、その全部が宝物だと
This is all getting
そうに話してくれました。
this is all getting a bit specific.
子供と大人の間の時期は感謝を素直に伝えることに抵抗があります。だけどそこから遠く離れてしまうと、自分のいた場所がどれだけ大切で、ここからは私のお話です。私は今優しいお友達や素敵な恋人と一緒にいて、みんなに囲まれて幸せに暮らしています。
A partner, you say?
おばさまとは遠く離れているけど、私にとって私の世界を構成する大事なお友達のうちの一人なんです。お友達だなんて言って気を悪くしたらごめんなさい。今娘さんとおばさまは遠く離れた場所にいるけれど、そして娘さんは今幸せに暮らしていると思います。長くなってしまったので、この辺りで今回はおしまいにしておきます。またお手紙を書いていいですか？まだまだ話したいことがたくさんあり、おばさまももし退屈な時間があったら私にお手紙を書いてください。おばさまがどんな風に暮らしているのかすごく興味があります。それではまた。日本より愛を込めて。確かによく書けてるけどルール違反じゃない？今日は私とユージのデートの日でしょ。
Oh boy.
あんたお休みの分かってるってば。でもどうしても今日中に書き上げておきたかったから、まあそれは許すわよ。ロスタイム扱いしてもいいわよ。でもちょっと聞きたいんですけど、この素敵な恋人って誰のこと？
It's obviously you.
ユージじゃないよね。君の恋人は私の恋人じゃないの？なわけないでしょ。ユージは私の恋人なのに。そうですか。なにその含みのある感じ？別に。
Hey, get a move on in there. Don't be late unless you feel like running again.
ほらほら、今の聞いた？もし走ることになったらあんたがやりなさいよね。わかった。あとは封をするだけだから、私はもう寝るから封して送っておいてね。絶対わかってるわよ。わかってるってば。はい、おやすみおやすみ。おやすみなさい。
I can feel her closing her eyes and sinking into sleep. Since we accepted each other, we've picked up a bunch of new tricks like this. These days I can feel her moving inside me. 3 minutes until scheduled time of assembly. I'm going to make you both run, by the way. Timing this is a group responsibility. I take the envelope and begin to fold her letter, then pause, grab a pen, and scratch a few lines at the very bottom of the page. For some reason, I remember the way she hid my treasures. When I slid the corner tile free from the dorm room ceiling, my diaries and photos came tumbling down, along with my treasure, rocks, maybe. My patience is at an end. I'm leaving you behind. Next time, get moving 5 minutes before you think you need to. Oh.
おばさまがどんな風に暮らしているのかすごく興味があります。あらあら、あの子ったら本当に親切ね。こんなおばさんの相手してくれるなんて。追伸？急に字が汚くなってるけど、娘さんの部屋が昔と同じままだとしたら、天井裏を探してみてください。天井裏？どれどれ見てみましょうかね。おやおや、これはまた。
It's zooming in, by the way. I can see the recording and I see it's not zooming in. And we're back to the credits. And it's gonna be stuck on this image for forever. Oh my goodness. Got some way to fix this. This is ridiculous. This is just fucking ridiculous. It's just stuck on a scene. Maybe I can find the credits online or something. I don't know. That one's much harder to explain, but it could be a coincidence. It could be. It could be. Yes, thank you, Frontwing. No one will ever be able to see the logo and the little starfall except me, because it's not recording it properly. Thank you for making a game that's incompatible with my recording software. God! Oh. I liked it. I mean, I'm not a fan of the concept of the whole fantasy, actual different personality. I think it's a very interesting concept of, if Yuuji was able to find a family that had a very similar situation, considering the fact, I mean, I wonder, like, maybe he was doing a bunch of research in the background just over time, because he definitely didn't do that in the 5 minutes, just to try to understand the situation. It's possible. Maybe he was expecting that to come up for Michiru at some point. Realistically, I'd be more convinced that he just happened to find a family that, relatively quickly through his contacts, that had a similar situation, as what was described or what he expected in terms of was a daughter that was brain dead and died, hospitalization, stuff like that. Things that he actually knew about her based on Michiru's story. And set it up so that he could sort of fake going to California and go to like California, Japan or whatever. Something like that. And after that, everything is just coincidence. And then use the fact that her other personality thinks that she's associated with it. Or maybe, or something like that. Just to soothe someone else's heart or something like that. It's possible. I think it's completely possible to explain everything through Yuuji doing something like that. And maybe a coincidence in some of the other stuff, like actually having something up there. I think it's possible. But with that in mind, bad ending time, yeah? Okay. Don't leave after all. This is the only other choice I got, so let's stay together forever and ever and ever and ever. You don't need to go to the hospital, alright? Just be with me, it'll be enough. All of a sudden, I'm hugging Michiru tightly. I didn't really expect to get so emotional about this. Honestly, my body seems to be moving faster than my mind. And I crush her to death. The pain. The pain! Yeah, sorry, reflex. Oh. Whoops, my bad. True enough, I lost my cool for a moment there. Sorry about that. With one last bright smile, Michiru turns to leave. Just like that, the girl disappeared from the dormitory. Without her, the school felt strangely cold and quiet, like a rain-damp forest in winter. I waited her return, filling time with my reading. It was just a week, only a week. The books I completed formed a pile at my bedside. Just as the tower reached 20 volumes, the principal called me to her office. Okay, I know this has to be the bad ending, right? Something wrong with Michiru? How so? I enter the office to find Chizuru unusually hostile. I seat myself on the sofa and stare at her straight in the eyes. So tell me, don't sugarcoat it. Something about her illness? Of course she did. Again, why? Why? That makes no sense. Is she alright? Is her life in danger? But what did you just say? Where's Michi right now? Let me see her. Just tell me where she is, damn it. What's that supposed to mean?
今時のご両外にタクシーが見えるかし
Oh, this is
早く迎えに行ってあげなさい
this is moving quickly. Damn it all. Michiru? Welcome back. You all right? Think you can walk? Looks like you went through a lot. Must be tired. Don't worry, nothing's changed. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to leave your luggage here. Need anything? Will you be alright by yourself?
Yeah.
I see. I'll stay with you then. On that day forth, I began to live at Michiru's side. At first, the others were shocked by your total complete transformation, but they tried their best to interact with their friend as usual. Unfortunately, Michiru no longer seemed interested. Watch it, Magina. I think you're aware, but lately this girl seems to be considering any woman who gets too close to me as an enemy. Huh?
それは知ってるけど、あんまりなのよさ。チルチル、私は大丈夫だよ。こらこらマキナ、変なところで対抗心燃やさないの。ミチルとユージの邪魔しちゃダメでしょ。でも邪魔って言っても何もしてないのよさ。
Oh my goodness.
いいからごめんねユージ。
No problem. See you later.
つまんないのよさ。
みちる様、こんにちは。どこかへお出かけですか？今日はご機嫌がよろしいみたいですね。いつもより声が小さめです。
You've adapted well. I suppose so. You're my friend. Why don't we go on a date today? I'll take it. I'll take you wherever you want to go. Did she say that? It didn't sound like it.
みちる様、嬉しそうですね。
As she does. Makes me feel pretty good myself.
みちる様が帰ってきてから、風見さんはとても優しいお顔になりました。私、それは素敵なことだと思います。
I'm blaming myself. In fact, it's kind of strange to hear you say that, but maybe I have changed a little.
気をつけていってらっしゃいませ。
I slowly walk down the coastal road, leading Michiru along. She steadily gazes up into the sky at my side. Periodically, she rubs her eyes with a free hand, dazzled by the light. Too bright, don't stare into the sun. Heedless of my warning, she continues to repeat the pattern. Oh god. What was that? Part way to our destination, Michiru grabs a plastic bag that was fluttering across the road in the wind. She hugs the ratty piece of trash tightly as if it was a priceless treasure. Oh god. She's genuinely mistaken that white convenience store bag for her black cats. There's a stab of cold pain in my chest. I shake it off and firmly stroke Michiru's head. Michiru closes her eyes in pleasure as I ruffle her hair. It's all that I can do. No words come. Yeah, I love you. Smiling happily. Michiru continues playing with her plastic bag. We sit there like this for an hour or so. In the end, I wasn't able to understand her in the slightest. Human beings can never really know each other's feelings, but I had hoped to find my way a little closer than this. Michiru's mind was far deeper and darker a trench than I expected. Her story proved unintelligible, as if written in unfamiliar, cryptic characters. And the key to that cipher is lost to me now. Some part of me must have been clinging on to the arrogant belief that I could save her, but in the end, I couldn't do such a thing. Not even for a single girl. Did you just say something? Just my imagination. Anyway, it's starting to get chilly out. Let's go back, Michiru.
ここにいるの。
You're
もう行かないの。
really hateful, you know that. Yes, it's no getting around it. I'll stick with you to the end. For some time after that, Michiru and I gaze out to the sea. And I recall the words she spoke to me here once. When I'm up here, feels like I can see all the way to the ends of the earth. But here we are, so very close, and I can't even make out the entrance to her heart. But when I reach out my hand, Michiru's there. That hasn't changed. That won't change. Seems like I finally stumbled into a calmer way of life. We'll go on together. Just the two of us. No. Three of us, I suppose. Oh my God. Oh wow, okay. Okay, are all of them that dark? Oh my. I didn't think it would be like, oh my. Interesting. Okay. Well, I enjoyed the good ending. That one was interesting. Very interesting. So yeah, I'm gonna continue. That's just general thoughts on the route. I mean, it definitely... The main point of... it took a lot of time, probably longer than it should have, to get to what was the point of it all. There's a lot of floundering around and... I guess... padding, maybe? It's longer than it really should be, in my opinion. I felt as though what it wanted to do, it could have done briefer and a bit more efficiently, I guess, is the best way of putting it in my view of it. But I liked it. I feel as though the parts that may have bugged me a little bit are all manageable at the very least. Like I was just talking about it, some of the slower parts, and then also some of the aspects of how the personality stuff worked. I mean, realistically, it was a story of her personality stuff, her personal story. And honestly, even by the end, I didn't really get a feeling that Yuuji liked her in a romantic sense. Like, maybe in the same love you, like a familial sense almost. But even though his mind doesn't typically think about that sort of stuff, it's like he never expressed it in any way that he really thought of her in that. I guess in a sense, it basically goes back to what I was saying before. I don't buy the romantic part of it. And I think it could have been just as good if Yuuji wasn't a romantic partner, but a best friend. And I don't think that part of it had any real significance in it. And I feel as though all Yuuji needed to be was someone that was close to her, a very good friend. Whether it's familial, a familial type relationship, a friendship type relationship, or a romantic relationship. I didn't really buy the romantic stuff. And I like both the characters. I just didn't really think it persuaded me that they really had that sort of relationship outside of Yuuji taking it on just because, I don't know. I believe he entered it willingly. I'm not really sure he thinks of her in that way, though. Not in the same way as you'd think, typically. Maybe just has his own way of expressing and thinking about it. I don't know. Hello, sort of future echo-ish here, editing time. I decided to re-record the very tail end of this because of a couple reasons. The first being, I was extremely surprised by some of the negative reactions, not towards me, at least it goes towards me, but towards the changes apparently they made in the previous episode from the uncensored version. And personally, I felt it worked extremely well. The basically like whole theme of Yuuji using different strategies to basically manipulate Michiru into believing situations are and to leading her psychologically down certain paths to what you want, to essentially what he wanted. And I felt it all really mixed together to a point that I was even surprised at the fact that apparently they changed it. Apparently they did, and I was surprised by that. And you're allowed to prefer whatever version you want, of course. I just figured I'd put in a video my feelings that I felt it worked really well. I don't feel as though any of that felt like a disservice to what the ending was, and I felt it fit together very, very well. I just wanted to express that and at least offer an alternative opinion to what some people seem to be thinking in that regard. It has, however, that reaction and some of the comments from it made me change my mind about one thing. First of all, let me get into the other thing. So, if you stuck around to the end, you get to hear how I'm going to be doing this series from now on. Essentially, the idea is that I'm going to do one more route, probably going to be the last, maybe, depends how long it takes, and I guess probably going to be the last route before I have to put it in hiatus for a little bit, then come back to it later. But again, I do plan to do every single route unless for some weird reason the game does something that just makes me really not want to continue, even though at this point I think I would have gotten to that point, and I like it a lot, so probably not. Now with that in mind, what I'm going to do is down in the description you'll find a link. Now don't do anything like voting multiple times. I made a straw poll that you can pick from all the different remaining characters on which ending you want to see. You can pick all of them, you can pick one of them. I made it so you can do that, so you can basically vote on which one you most like to see. And realistically, I just want to do the one people are most interested in because I'm pretty okay with doing any of them next, honestly, at this point. But that ties into the decision I made earlier. In light of the fact that they're not just like cutting around things and actually maybe potentially changing some significant plot points, I will give this option. If you can convince me on a route by route basis, basically just that route, if you can convince me that not that one's trash, not that one's better, not that one's anything like that, but that the actual content of the route is significantly changed, not like Michiru's was, but maybe like how it was, but for like the entirety of it or something like that. I don't know how much exactly would be my threshold, but I can imagine it being significantly different, and maybe just on, depending on how much they change, being willing to do the uncensored version just for that. Another stipulation of that is that I'm gonna probably need some advice on precisely what to grab in regards to that, patches, stuff like that, how to do it and undo it when I need to, basically. I sincerely hope they wouldn't make it so that you couldn't undo it, and if you can't undo it, then I'm definitely gonna save those towards the end regardless of the poll results. So, down there, I'm gonna start next week, and I'm going to remove the link if I've ended the poll by then, and I've taken the results, just as a way to signifying if you're too late or not. And if you want to persuade me to do any of the other routes, you are free to take your crack at it, but you actually have to persuade me, without spoilers, I gotta re-emphasize this, without fucking spoilers. Give me a decent argument, I'm pretty open to it, and I basically open myself up to the possibility on, again, a route by route basis. Oh, and I have been told that there are longer and shorter routes, so basically, in the case of the longer ones, it has a higher chance of me basically having to put it as a side project if I have to start one of my other series that I want to start at launch or something like that. Muffle of Alternative being the main one that comes to mind. But I might just put Grisaia as a side project and finish it up much less occasionally with less frequency on the side if that becomes a thing. So just keep that in mind if it matters to you. So, I'll see you next time. Drive safely, everyone.